Hello everybody and welcome to the final behind the scenes episode. This week we will be diving into the making of the Real Me music video, which can be found on my flatmate Blue Linux's channel. I will give a link to you in the description below. This again was a very tense and highly productive weekend. We filmed and edited, and I wrote the storyline for the music video all within a weekend for it to be released on the 7th of December. And I would say I'm very proud of myself for being able to do that. And I also am very proud of Craig for following my instructions and being such a good actor in the music video, because I probably wasn't the easiest to get along with as a director because it was so high stress. Over the 2 days we filmed it all. In fact, on Friday we filmed the interior sections. On Saturday we filmed the exterior shots that didn't include the beach, and then on Sunday we reshot anything we needed to, and then we finally went to the beach and shot there. And because we had to release it, or Craig wanted to release it the next day, I had to edit as I went along, because if I were to leave it to Sunday night, I don't think I could have got it done. So on Thursday was storylining. Thursday was creating a shot list and making sure that the story flowed, and making sure that it was interesting as a music video and told a story. Because if I were ever to make a music video, I would want it to have a meaningful story and to reflect what the song is talking about. Like in this case, it's about finding yourself and, accepting your realness, your real personality, if that makes sense. Like, not to mask yourself up, but to, accept you for you, and then the world will accept you as well. I feel like I captured the story pretty well, because at the start he is wrapping himself up in lots of clothing, not just because it's winter, but because he's uncomfortable with this. He's uncomfortable with people seeing who he really is. And as we go along, he starts to lapse in and out of finding his true self. He throws back his hair, but in the next couple of shots we see him put on a pair of sunglasses, which are symbolic to mean like he doesn't want people to see inside him. He's finally come to terms with his outer appearance, but it's his inner appearance that's still causing him some troubles. And on top of that, the stress of social media is getting to him. And we see in a couple shots of his phone where he leaves it on a wall in the beach, and he declines a phone call, which I think the phone call goes well with the line, "Now you can't rely on me anymore." He did question why the character would leave his phone on the wall of a beach, and I felt like it was a symbolic action to say, like, this stress is like actually way too much. He needs to take a step back from social media and the internet, and the only way he can get away is if he physically leaves his phone at the beach, so he's not tempted to go on it anymore. That's what I was going for in that shot. This was probably the most technical I've filmed so far. There was a lot of shots In the first 40 seconds, I would say there's one too many shots. I feel like the shot where he's coming out of the building and then it cuts to him on his phone is too abrupt. I think I could have done something there to make it more smooth. But other than that, I feel like it's well balanced, but it's still technical enough for the viewer to remain interested, and also it emphasizes what the song is talking about and what the lyrics are saying and what is going on. So on Friday, we filmed the interior shots, which happen at the start and the end of the video. We just filmed this in chronological order because it would be easier for him to get dressed and then go out, and then just film straight him coming back. So that went smoothly. We got that done in about 45 minutes. We had to reshoot some scenes on Sunday with the interior shots because there were some continuity errors which we had to fix, and we got them fixed, so that was good. On Friday night, I was able to edit the start and end of the music video, which I will say that while the camera work and the filming was more technical this time around, the editing was extremely simple. It didn't take me long at all to finish editing the original cut, so that Craig could come in and make sure it was to his standard as well. After the interior shot was shot and I had managed to edit it, on Saturday morning we went out and we filmed the next bit of the start and then the bit that approaches the end. So we kind of came at it from both sides, and slowly but surely we joined them together at the beach. I would say that's another thing that I've learned, is that's the first time I've ever filmed out of continuity. Like, that's the first time I have not filmed from start to finish. Because, like, on Friday, the start and the finish were both done already. And I now know that filming like that is not the most optimum way of doing that, because it just wastes so much time that we didn't have as well. So on Saturday we filmed the next couple bits from the start and the end that were mainly at our living area, our flat. I will say that I had to sacrifice a couple of shots because they didn't work out, and I didn't have the time to go and scout and see if that would work. And honestly, I think that even though they were scrapped and they would have possibly emphasized the meanings of some of the lyrics more, I am happy that they're not there, because it would just add to the shot list, or the number of cuts, which was already pretty high. For example, at the start, when he's walking out the flat, one of the shots was to have him look in at a reflection in a window, but the camera wouldn't pick up the reflection, and we had to scrap it because we didn't have enough time to mess about with angles and seeing if it could pick up. So we decided to extend a shot, and honestly I think that's better because it's way more continuous than this cutting. Then we went to a bridge with a river. Again, there was other plans for I think the line was, "I don't even think I know my real name." I did want him to, as his foot is lifting off the ground, have his name engraved underneath his footprint, if that makes sense. But that also didn't come to fruition. We had to scrap that, and therefore the bridge scene went on for slightly longer than I had anticipated. But like the previous scene I was talking about, this actually worked in my favor, because like I said, the number of cuts was too much. The shot I would say took the most editing, or is seen to be the most edited, is the circular shot that we shot that scene on Saturday as well. And it's the shot I'm honestly most proud of, because it it's obviously going to be a challenge to have film one line while I'm moving around Craig, and then move around the back of him, and then have him lip sync the next line. So in post production, I had to speed up the part where you can't see his face, and then when it synced up with the lines, I was so happy with this. It looked so clean and so elegant, and it honestly was a chance for me to again experiment with editing. And while it didn't contribute too much to the story, I think it's the film is better with it being in rather than out. So I really enjoyed that. I think I nailed that, to be honest. Other than the circular shot and some filming compromises we had to make, Saturday went pretty smoothly, and I edited all the footage we had done that day pretty easily. And on Saturday night, I showed it to Craig, and we were happy with it. And that was at the point where I realised that reshooting had to be done in some interior sections, because it's a very small thing. But as he's leaving his room and going outside and coming back in, because they were shot on the same day, his leather jacket was actually zipped up in the original, and if you watch it, it is now it's not zipped, because in the exterior shots that we filmed, it wasn't zipped. And because there were so many exterior shots that had this unzipped jacket, it was so much easier just to go back and reshoot 2 shots instead of a whole bunch, and it also saved a lot of time. That was the only continuity issue we had in the film, I think. So on Sunday, we went to the beach and we filmed pretty well. There weren't complicated shots of the beach. The most complicated was probably the pan from Craig to the sea and how I went around him again. And then him walking across the beach, him going up the stairs was all fine. Then we came to the shot that I was talking about earlier with him leaving his phone on the wall. Another shot that I wanted to incorporate was a smooth transition between him walking away from the beach and walking back to where the river sections were filmed. I wanted to do this mainly because we had to find a way of getting him from the beach to near his flats in a very short space of time, like one lyric, because it was so short. And I think this came out well. I did kind of picture it slightly different, but due to time and other factors, we had to work with what we had, and I think we did make it work. I think the transition works. It holds what it's supposed to do. So after that, the editing process began, except it began on Friday. I got that finalized on Friday night, and then the Real Me music video was released on Friday morning at 6:20 a.m. I was very proud of myself, because when Craig came to me on Thursday afternoon and asked me if I wanted to help him in making a music video, I was all for it, because I thought this would really help my skills, and because I wanted to have another filming project now that Welcome was done and the editor's cut was out. That really helped bridge the gap between Welcome and these filming mini-series that I'm doing now. So in the space of 3 days to make a fully fledged music video is not that bad, and I think the quality of it is very good as well. There are some, of course, like I've said this with all of the films I've been talking about in this mini-series, but I would say the things I would change in this one is the number of cuts in the first 40 seconds. I think that's, especially the door and the phone scene that I was talking about, is a bit too much. And maybe I would definitely have smoothened the transition. I feel like the transition could have been so much better, but because of time and because of other restraints, we couldn't go and reshoot, which was slightly disappointing, but at the same time, I'm still happy with the final product. So yeah, I think that covers behind the scenes of the music video, and therefore concludes this mini-series on making the different films that I've been part of this year. I want to thank you all for your support in making these films, from Painful Memories to the music video, because this year for all of us has been a lot different than we expected it to be. This was the first year that I've been filming, and I feel like if we weren't in these circumstances, I would be more inclined to make films during the summer break than just one. But because I was new and I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, I was very intimidated by, camera work, editing, and the prompt of a film in a minute was perfect for me because it wasn't too much and it wasn't too little. It was just right for me to get in. And so far, my university course has helped me in so many ways, from filming to editing to writing. It has really helped me step my game up already. I'm making longer stuff, I'm making higher quality stuff than Painful Memories, and I really can't wait for next year because I have so many projects that I want to get done next year that I feel like I am capable of doing now. So next year I hope will be dense with films from me. There's going to be a lot of different projects in the summer when I'm back at home from university, and there's going to be some from before then too, but overall I hope that you all enjoy what is to come next year. And by the way, while we're on it, Happy New Year to everybody, because this will be going up in the new year. So it is now 2021. I hope the circumstances slacken a little bit and we can have a much better year than last year. And yeah, I just want to thank you all again for your support in all that I've done so far and all that I'm going to do. So stay tuned for some very exciting projects that I hope you will all enjoy. And for now, I will see you again.